Welcome to Study Loop.
For part A of this problem, I want to convert 55.0 miles per gallon into units of kilometers per liter. So in order to solve this problem, I need to know how many miles there are per kilometer and how many gallons there are per every liter. So if you look at Appendix E in the book or online, you'll see that 1 kilometer is equal to 0.621 miles, and 1 gallon is equal to 3.79 liters. So there's a trick when it comes to converting your units, and let me show you how that works. So we have our 55.0 miles per gallon. And let me first convert miles into kilometers. And how that works is that you will multiply your value with 1 kilometer and the conversion 0.621 miles. Now what happens here is that your miles gets divided out and you're left with some new value in terms of kilometers per gallon. So let's do the same thing with converting our gallons into liters. So once again, we'll multiply 1 gallon divided by 3.79 liters. So here my gallons cancel out and I'm left with some new value in terms of kilometers per liter. So if I plug this into my calculator, I will get 23.4 kilometers per liter. And that is our mileage in terms of kilometers per liter. Now just a note that 55.0 has 3 significant figures. So my conversion rate here, along with my answer, they all have 3 significant figures. Okay, so let's look at the next part. Part B. So for part B, I want to travel 1,500 kilometers. And the question here is how many tanks do we need in order to travel 1,500 kilometers? Now, before we jump ahead, we first need to know how many liters of gas are needed for this travel. So we have to use mileage in order to find out how many liters we need. Now, luckily for us, in part A, we converted our mileage in terms of kilometers per liter. So our mileage was 23.4 kilometers per liter. And you'll start to see that the strategy will look awfully similar as before. So we have our 1,500 kilometers, and I will multiply this value, not by the mileage, but by the inverse of the mileage. So I will multiply for every 1 liter of gas, I will be able to travel 23.4 kilometers. So if I multiply this out, and you'll see that my kilometers will divide out, and I'm left with some value in terms of liters. So here I have, let's see, 64.1 liters. So this is how much gas I need in order to travel 1,500 kilometers. But the next question is, how many tanks is that? So how many tanks do I need in order to hold 64.1 liters of gas? So the next question here, and this is the question that we are trying to solve for in the first place, is how many tanks? So how many tanks is that? Now, what we're given in this problem is that every one tank can hold 45 liters of gas. So what I will do here, and once again, the strategy will look awfully similar, is I will multiply 64, this is a bit too low, let me go a little bit higher, 64.1 liters of gas multiply by one tank divided by 45 liters. And once again, my liters will cancel out, and I'm left with the number of tanks. So I have 1.4 tanks of gas that I would need in order to travel 1,500 kilometers. So note here that my answer has two significant figures, just like 1,500 kilometers here.